You're listening to the Boston Greeks podcast with Ari and Foti. They've been bringing Greek culture online since 1998, and now they're bringing you the best Greek guests Boston has to offer. So grab your kafedaki and join us.
Hey everyone, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Boston Greeks podcast. I'm Ari, and I am here with my favorite co-host in the world, Foti Stamos. How are you, Foti?
I'm great, Ari. You sound so enthusiastic when you say your favorite host, but thank you very much for the introduction.
And you sound very unenthusiastic right now. I want you to pick up the energy a little. Are you ready? Because we have a great episode today. We have a very good episode today with somebody who is integral to the Greek culture of Boston, because she is very involved. You know what? Let me give it to you, Foti. Bring her on so we can kind of get into it.
Absolutely. Once again, as you mentioned, Ari, also a very good friend of ours, been on the podcast before, and we're excited to have her back. Let me give you this introduction to our host. She is the president of the Federation of Hellenic American Societies of New England that runs the annual Greek parade in Boston, which we are always excited to actually participate and also march in. So let's bring on to the segment Eleni Vidalis. Eleni, thank you so much for joining us on such
Kalimera. Thank you so much for having me on. It's so great to see you both, sort of.
Well, it's too early.
At least you're honest about it, Eleni. But Eleni, I wanted to tell you, so years and years ago in my previous life, I started a website called Greek Boston in like 1998 or 1999. And I was thinking about this when we booked you to be on the show again, and the I don't remember if it was 99, it might have been 99, the parade was where I actually made the website like official, because there was nothing in existence to promote Greek things, and I was like, how can I get the word out for this website that I'm building? And what I did was print some flyers and headed to the parade and like just passed out flyers everywhere. So the parade, plays a very significant role, not only in Boston Greeks history, but like in my personal history with the site. And it's always held a special place in my heart. And this parade, without you, what would it be? I don't know.
It's not without me, but thank you for saying that. I, being a first generation Greek American, my parents didn't really give us a choice. And my father being a key person to start the parade, rather. And so there really wasn't a choice. Ήταν η παρέλαση, you need to be there, and you need to work. And then it just kind of, carried on from there. And now I'm, blessed that my kids are involved and they're doing and they're helping out. The parade is significant because it gives us as a community a time where we can go out and show our friends, our American friends, our Haitian friends, our neighbors, that this is us. This is how we started. We're celebrating what being Greek is about. It's not Greek food. It's not just Greek food. It's the birthplace of democracy. It's it's where Papa Nicolau was born. We've gone through a lot of struggles. Let's not forget, we were slaves for many years, and we have every right to celebrate being free, being the birthplace of democracy. We have every right to do that, and it's our obligation. It's not just let's get out and have a good time and wave the flags. It means something. I mean, for all the years that I was privileged to MC the parade, never once was it less of a feeling of goosebumps when I at some point stared up and looked down Boylston Street, and all you can see is the flags that were blue and white. That feeling, that goosebump feeling, doesn't get old, doesn't wear out. We owe it to ourselves to do this.
And it takes people such as yourself, and I'm sure your federation to put in a lot of work and effort to make this happen. And maybe I'm biased, but I've been to many parades in various areas, and I always say that the Boston one is the best one. And again, maybe I'm biased, but it just means something, like you said.
No, you're honest. It is the best.
Exactly. But that what you said with the goosebumps and all that, like I said from the very beginning when I first started going, but all the way up until last year, it's one of those things where you have that feeling of pride, and it's like when you think of Boston, for me it's kind of like, oh well, the Irish have their parade because it's such a predominantly Irish place, and all these things, but it's like Greeks are like this little tiny thing, but yet we do this full blown parade and has so much support and so much pride, and it's an amazing thing, and I hope this goes on forever and ever.
Well, I want to touch on two things. You said the Irish parade, and they have a big parade, but they have a committee of individuals that, work. This is their job to put this parade together.
Oh wow.
And they have a decent parade, decent sized committee rather, and they have an extremely large parade, and they should be commended for doing this in a very difficult area of Boston, South Boston, which is the streets and this and the traffic and whatever. We're blessed that we have one of the two main streets in Boston that we march in, and that's Boylston Street. But for the parade to go on, people need to be involved. Be involved in the organization, whether it's a smaller role or a bigger role. There is no such thing. Right now, the board of directors are working 12 months a year for the parade. We're 11 members, and we are working every day, 12 months a year. I can tell you that even in the summer, where under this presidency, because I was president before, but under this term, we were holding meetings even in the summer, which usually in the summer Zoom has helped us significantly. And through Zoom, it didn't matter where you were, whether you're in Crete or in Grifada or in Thessaloniki or in Boston. We were working on the parade. I spent a good amount of time in Greece, and I work continuously on what we can do to better the parade. But again, the parade needs help. The parade needs money. The parade is not just going to go wiggle your nose and poof, it's a parade. I wish. But there's people like you, whether you're promoting it or you're pushing it or you're taking time from your programming to tell people about it. That's helping a lot because you're helping us get the word out. Whether you do the PR, whether you do the scholarship committee, whether you're running around with the city, running to the city to get all the permits, because there's a lot of stuff that it entails, permits and insurances and inspections, whether you're a coordinator that you're out there at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 to make sure that when everybody arrives, you're in the right place so we can put this parade, so we can sit there and applaud it. It is a lot. It's a lot of work, but I can tell you that maybe around 8 o'clock on Sunday night after the parade, where your feet are hurting, your hands are hurting, your shoulders are hurting, you have no voice, your kids are happy that you have no voice, and and you're sitting there and you're going, damn, it was worth it.
So what is anything special about this year? Is there something?
Of course it's special. Every year is special. Adi, we've known each other since what, 1998?
Yeah, somewhere that way back.
I mean, you got to know I've got things up my sleeves every year. So yes, this is the 30th annual Greek Independence Day Parade. We did not have parades during COVID, obviously. It is exciting because for 30 years, a smaller group of people, with the help of the Greek media in Boston and in Greater Boston, have been putting a parade together. So we said, you know what? We deserve it to ourselves to make it special. So how are we going to make it special? I'll tell you. First time in 25 years, the Proedriki Frura, the Greek Presidential Guard, is coming to Boston.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
We need to thank the president of the Hellenic Republic, the president of the democracy of the Hellenic Republic, Mr. Tassoulas, who understood the need to have the significance of the Greek Presidential Guard, because for years, Boston was not a spot. For 25 years, we were not one of the spots. New York was always the spot. We don't have the same we don't have the same numbers as New York does, in terms of Greek Americans. Their parade is a lot older, but Boston has to count. And that was one thing that I wanted to make sure, that Boston counted. Boston matters. The η ομογένεια, η διασπορά της Bostonis matters. And when I say Boston, I mean New England. So we have that. This year we are honoring people with the Special Olympics and people with disabilities. So we have a committee together. We put a committee together to ensure that we, any Greek Americans or anybody that wants to march in the parade with disabilities will be marching right after the dignitaries while the Presidential Guard. And by the way, this is news breaking. I haven't shared this with anyone else yet. And that's because even though I don't drink any wine, every time somebody opens wine, the first thing I remember is the legs on the wine, and that's because of Fotistam. So,
I was like,
Bravo,
bravo.
Foti.
Bravo.
Εκατό,
Mission accomplished.
yeah, 100 times ήρθε ο Fotis on the show. That's the only thing I remember. Anyway, so we have them. They'll be marching right after and they will march past the dignitaries on the left and the Presidential Guard on the right, because that group, these people, the people with disabilities, with special abilities, have to have resilience, have to have courage. They have to have determination every single solitary day. And that's what we as Hellenes needed to have in 1821. What better way to honor our ancestors than to honor people with disabilities, people with special abilities? So we have that. We also have the president of Special Olympics, Elas, coming from Greece. He will be honored here this year. He's a former ambassador of Greece, and he has Mr. Cordelas, and he, if I am not mistaken, he is the one that started Special Olympics Elas. Right now, it holds 150. It has 150 athletes, and it does not receive funding from the Greek government. They raise their own funds, which is amazing. That 150 individuals do their thing every at the Special Olympics, and we wanted to honor that and recognize that. This year we also are honoring one of the most amazing individuals, Dr. Vasily Daras. Dr. Daras is the chief of pediatric neurology at Children's Hospital. But for as long as I can remember, any Greek that or anybody that needed help or was in the hospital, regardless of what your situation was, he always, went by, showed interest, not just showed, did what he could. Dr. Daras, on very specialized cases, waives to be paid to help these individuals that will have to be living with a disability for many years, forever. We're also honoring a gentleman who you guys may know, a gentleman who is a true gentleman, a person who has integrity, who has worked very hard, whether it's the Metropolis Camp, whether it's Alpha Omega, whether it's the Greek Parade or the Federation, and that is Mr. Kostas Sideridi, a friend, a true friend, and a true believer for anything Greek. And he will be receiving the Legacy Award. We also have a gentleman who, by his last name, everybody knows he's Greek and has made us proud. He's been on every major network a multitude of times, and that is Mr. David Paleologos, which is the country's #1 pollster and the director of the research lab for Suffolk University. Actually, the funny story about David is that for many years I wanted to have him on the show, and you guys know that usually if I wanted somebody, I would, have them on. And I don't know why it never happened, and I was always intimidated by, pushing it, and that doesn't really happen. And one day he was sitting right next to me. I was like, I need to say something. And we've been friends since. Don't and he is somebody who takes his job 24/7. And he's somebody, a very well respected individual, and we're very honored that he will be with us. What else do we have? Obviously, we have the Metropolitan of Boston, His Eminence Metropolitan Methodios, who has been at every parade for 29 years. So we're hoping for this one here, 30th, Consul General of Greece. And during the summer, excuse me, I was persistent to get an interview with the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Greece. Like, telefono, xana telefono, xana telefono. Finally, I got my interview. I got my time, and we had our talk, we had our conversation, and I said to him, "Well, we expect to see you in Boston this year." He goes, "Well, I don't know if I have to look at my schedule." I go, "Well, I'm telling you well in advance to fix your schedule."
Nice.
So the funny thing is that in his letter of acceptance, he said, as we were discussed in my office. So we have Mr. Loverdos. He's actually a career journalist, a very distinguished career, and he is the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. So we're doing pretty good in terms of Greece. So we have quite a fit. And we have a school from Thessaloniki. 30 people are coming. I'm sure I'm missing something. But anyway, it is exciting. We have a lot going on. We have our dinner gala on the 18th. The parade is on April 26th. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. We have the coolest, the most up-to-date website you'll ever see. So anything you want is on the website. Participation fees, scholarship applications, parade flyer, ways to donate. Woohoo! Yes, we do need your financial assistance, 100%. Whether it's $100 or $1,000, the budget for this parade is astronomical. Without the city of Boston supporting us with anything to do with the city agencies, we wouldn't be able to do this. And it's sad. It really makes me sad because what happens if this ends at some point? Right now, we're lucky enough to do all these things, have bands, bring people from Greece. So we need financial support. One thing I did forget, and I have to mention, and that is on Thursday, before the parade, we are putting together the first ever Hellenic medical forum on the Hellenic healthcare system. So this is being set up, and I have received calls from other federations in the United States and in Australia looking to see how we do this so they can do it as well. So we're bringing a number of people, including Dr. George Patoulis, who is the former governor of Athens, and he is also the president of the Athens Medical Association. And we will be speaking on the healthcare system of Greece. We have just added a very significant panelist, and that is Dr. Velmachos, who is the head of the emergency room for Mass General and the doctor that treated the marathon bombing victims, and the individual who was selected by the Minister of Health in Greece to set up trauma centers at the public hospitals in Greece. So we have a lot going on from the 18th to the 26th. Obviously, Friday, we have the flag raising at City Hall. We have the commemoration of Greek independence at the State House. Thanks to Senator Bruce Tarr. And I'm exhausted just telling you all this. And I know that our PR person, Dina Skidas, will be messaging me, oh, everything went well, but you forgot this. So I hope I got everything.
Well, I mean, Eleni, I have to say one thing. Like, I love you as a guest because you make our job so easy, because I have like this whole list of questions that I want to make sure we get to. but you just ticked them right off without us having to do anything. So we appreciate that because all the information is so necessary for the audience. Obviously, much of our audience already knows about the parade, but like these inner details, I think, are so much more meaningful because I didn't know a lot of like all these special things that were going on this year, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I don't know how you guys pull this all together, but it's pretty impressive.
Amazing.
Τώρα, we can speak Greek.
Sure.
Τώρα που μιλάμε, ούτε εγώ μπορώ να καταλάβω how we're putting all this together, αλλά δεν έχουμε το χρόνο να καθίσουμε να το σκεφτούμε, γιατί πρέπει να συνεχίσουμε. Έχουμε 9 scholarships που θα δώσει η Ομοσπονδία this year, to whether it's their high school seniors or college, or first year college, or in college, we're opening it up. We're also giving a scholarship to the Metropolis camp. Είναι πολλά τα πράγματα. We've opened up the Boston Common event to vendors. We have a surprise that I'm sorry I can't tell you yet, but we will have all the dance groups also be performing. We're working with the Japanese consulate and the Japanese parade committee because they're also at the Boston Common, and we did it last year and it was awesome. We were in their parade, they were in our parade. So we don't think about it right now. Right now, we just have to keep going. Like every time I'm walking or driving, a board member is receiving a text or a board member is sending, and we open it up to people. We're very blessed that we're using the Hellenic, the Hellenic societies, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
From the various colleges. They have a lot of energy.
Right.
They're helping. We need help. I'm not shy about it. We need help with people and we need help financially. But
so you mentioned a fantastic website that you guys have. Can you give us the address just to make sure that anybody out there who wants to either, and correct me if I'm wrong, volunteer time, volunteer efforts, financially donate, anything they could do to help, I think they could get the information off your website?
They definitely can. And right now, even if you did FHASNE.com, you can get right on. It will direct you to the right page, which was our old website. If you even did a Greek Parade Boston, it will direct you to the website. And yeah, I memorized everything else, but give me a second and I'll tell you what the Federation's address. Next question. I'll get back to that.
Well, I just want to say, and Foti, chime in.
Sure, absolutely.
It's amazing what you guys are doing. Obviously, this is close to our hearts because, what we do is try to promote and preserve Hellenism. And I mean, this is probably one of the biggest things the city of Boston can do to preserve our culture. I mean, the parade is a staple.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all those efforts that you guys put in. And hopefully everybody out there, if you haven't, or if you thought about it, or, you just we just need to push you a little bit over the fence, like get on the website and see what you could do, because we have one Greek culture. If we don't do something, it could go away. And this is why we do everything we do, why Eleni does what she does, why so many people do things, because we love our culture. We love to preserve it, promote it. And what better way than the parade? I mean, that's my opinion.
Whether you're Greek or you're a Hellene or a Philhellene, whether you don't even know what that means, and and you have neighbors and friends, it's a nice day to come out. It's a full day. Bring your kids, bring your families. This isn't just about Ari and Foti and Eleni knowing what we're celebrating. I mean, if my kids don't know what March 25th is, shame on me. It shouldn't be, we shouldn't wait for the parade to let our kids know what March 25th is. Okay.
Right.
If your kids don't know what we're celebrating, then shame on you. And I'm honest enough to tell you that we need to go past that. We need everyone to know what we're celebrating, what it is. It's not just a Greek, it's not Greek. It's not feta cheese. It's not Greek food. It's not just the sun or the islands or the Acropolis. It's everything. And we need to educate, because we are only 3 million people in the United States.
Right.
So then you must say, σαν τους Ιρλανδούς, είμαστε μικρή κοινότητα. Και η Βοστόνη wants to get on the map that Boston Greeks rock. The Federation's the Federation's website, the direct website is HellenicFederationNE.org. But you can go with the other ways that I also told you. Everything's there, including how to volunteer. If somebody wants to speak to me or any member of the board, you can do it all through there. All the forms you can pay there. The dinner gala on the 18th is going to be cool because let's not forget, for 25 years, we didn't have the Presidential Guard. So we have our own Boston Ebb Zones who have marched in other parades in the United States. So they will also be there. And I need to stress one thing. Everyone associated with the parade on the board is a volunteer. And we have to remember and respect people that are unpaid versus people that are paid. Do it. It costs twice as much. So we may make mistakes. We may forget things. We all do. But if we don't try and if we don't have dialogue, that's why we've opened up all our meetings. That was the number one thing I said. All meetings are open. You don't have to be a member. You want to join? You want to listen to Eleni speak? God bless you. Join. And that's why the link is on our website that you can join on the remaining parade meetings.
Awesome.
Wow. Eleni, I mean, again, we've known each other a long time. You, Foti, and I go way back. But every time we talk, you get that, at least me, I get that Greek pride tingle, which I love. And it's because of all these efforts that you guys put in. And again, the volunteer aspect, it means so much more. I mean, that that it's true and that it's real, because you're doing it out of love and honor and all those things, as opposed to just it's a job. This is a passion, and we need people like you, and we appreciate everything you do.
And I appreciate both of you. We have been friends. I am proud to call you both my friends. Foti and I, we had a wine segment. I mean, I think we've gone through every wine, watch me going through the στην Ελλάδα, like if I need to get wine, κάθομαι και I was like, okay, moschofile. I know what that is. Or what κτήμα. I was like, oh, that's a good, ποιο κτήμα είναι? And everybody's looking at me like, I don't drink alcohol at all, and it's like, okay, it was because of Foti. Greek Boston, I will never, ever, ever forget Greek Boston with you and with the Stamoulises has been very, very good to me. And that is something I appreciate and will always appreciate.
Right.
And I appreciate everyone who does what they do with passion, whether they're paid or unpaid. What other better day to come out? We don't ask for much. 18th, because the dinner gala is kicking off events this year, that, from the 18th to the 26th, where everything can be Greek. Why not?
Right.
And on the 26th όλοι θα φωνάξουμε «Ζήτω η Ελλάδα», και όταν θα το πούμε, γιατί θα το λένε όλοι μαζί, you'll get that, να τριχιάζουμε και θα ζεσταίνεται η καρδιά μας.
Oh, once again, Eleni, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Thank you for getting all these amazing details about the upcoming parade out to everybody. We say this every single time, and we're going to say it again. Greeks supporting Greeks, Phil supporting Greeks. Everybody who could support what all these efforts are, it's necessary. So please, if you can volunteer, if you could give some support, if you could give some financial support, if you just attend the parade, march in the parade, whatever it is, do it, because we need everybody together to do these things. It's a lot of work, a lot of efforts, a lot of people involved. Let's make it worthwhile. And again, Eleni, you did forget one important thing, Eleni. If people go to the parade this year, they will get to see Foti on a duck boat, I believe. So I think that blows away all the other special stuff you have. But
I thought he was driving the duck boat. That's what my email said. Yeah.
That would be,
for those of you that know me personally, I probably won't be able to reach the pedals in the duck boat. But I just wanted to. Also,
are you going to do the Tom Brady wave?
Yes, there you go. But I also want to just add a couple of quick comments to what Ari, I echo what Ari's been saying is that also, we've been personally proud to participate from the very first one back in 1996. I remember it vividly because at the end of that parade, we actually hosted a Greek night when we were obviously much, much younger. But since then, we've always attended every year. And this year specifically now, my wife Sophia and my kids will be marching with St. Vasilios. They do it every year as well. I'll be marching with the Alpha Omega Council. For those that are listening, besides everything we mentioned, not just attending, but also getting involved to march with your local parish or your organization is, I think, very, very priceless and memorable to do so. So,
Well
yes.
said by both of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, Eleni. Everybody who needs any information, Eleni told you where to go in the show notes. You could also get links for easy access. Please get out there, support, click, attend, whatever it is you can do it. Greeks supporting Greeks. That's what we're all about. Thank you, Eleni, once again. Thank you, Foti. Thanks everybody out there for watching.
Φιλάκια. Σας αγαπώ και τους δύο. Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody out there watching, listening, please support. Do it. And we will see you all next time.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Thank you.